All right, I'm just waiting to make sure we are live. I'm just going to wait 1 second. Hello, YouTube Live, and hello, Facebook Live. We are here again for another STEAM Team Tuesday. Oh, wait, you guys can't really see me all that well here on Facebook. Let's move you a little bit. There we go. All right, so this week we're going to be learning how to make our own rain gauge. There is supposed to be a little bit of rain forecasted this week. I think there's supposed to be some tonight, and there's supposed to be some more rain tomorrow, but we will see. So what we're going to need is a 2-liter soda bottle, an empty one. We're going to need some masking tape. We are going to need a ruler. We are going to need a permanent marker. We're going to need some rocks or some pebbles, whichever you would like. This is going to be a way down our bottle later. And we're going to need some water at the end. And here is an important step. This step, you're going to probably need a grown-up here with you. So we suggest using a sharp knife for part of this project. And obviously use caution, but you can use part of, after you get a little cut, you can use scissors too if you would like. So to get started, what we're first going to do is we're going to take our empty soda bottle and we have to peel the label off. So we're just going to peel the label off really quick. It might take a minute to get all the sticky stuff off. We're just going to peel as much off as we can at least. It might not be perfect, but that's okay. All right. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Sorry. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our masking tape, and what we're going to do is we are going to make a line at the bottom. So we're going to wrap this all the way around the bottom so that we can see where we should stop. So we're just going to put the masking tape at the bottom here as straight as we can. So my bottle has these little holes here, these little indents. So I'm going to try to line my tape up as best I can and use that as my guide to make sure it's straight. And sometimes you might have to unstick and re-stick your tape to see if it is straight. Because sometimes with curves, it doesn't like to go on super duper straight the first time. All right. And once we get all the way around, we're just going to tear that little bit off and overlap them. And I don't know what we're going to do with this side. Let's see. Maybe we'll leave the side that I couldn't get all the label off and the sticky stuff. We're going to leave this the way it is. And we're going to turn it around. We're going to have that side face the back now. And what we're going to do is we're going to put another piece of masking tape all the way from down here at the bottom, all the way to the top. Okay. We don't want to go all the way up here with the neck, but we want to make sure we go at least to the top. So I'm going to lay this down to make it a little bit easier for me. All right. And if you would like, I tore mine. Hold on 1 second. I tore mine right here, and it's not exactly straight. It doesn't have to be straight, but if you would like to, here's when you're going to take your scissors and just cut it so it's straight. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious, you guys. I forgot a whole step. Before we put the tape on that, we have to use our sharp knife, or in my case, I have a box cutter because here at the library, we do not have a knife. And I'm just going to put the blade away from me. And I'm just going to poke a hole in it. And I'm going to go around the bottle. I'm making sure to go very slowly, because when you go fast with things that are dangerous, that's how accidents happen. And I'm going to try to cut as straight as I can, but it's probably not going to be perfect, and that's okay. All right. We're almost there. Oops. See, I went a little too fast there. And that's when we have accidents happen. All right. Oh, we're almost done. Okay. You know what? Instead of wiggling it, I'm going to take my scissors now, and I'm just going to cut the last bit off, because that's a little bit safer for me right now. Okay. Now, as you can see, I didn't make it perfectly straight, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. So now we're going to take the top off of our bottle because we don't need this anymore. All right, here we go, taking the top off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this upside down, and now it looks like a funnel. So we're going to turn it upside down. We're going to place it in here. And this is how we're going to collect our water. Okay, so again, this is when we're going to use a little bit of masking tape, because see how it kind of wants to fall down here? We don't want it to fall. So I'm just going to tape it. I'm going to use this extra tape here that I had. Whoops. It really does not want to stay, you guys. I'm going to use this extra tape, and I'm just going to fold it over. I'm going to fold it over on my bottle there. That's keeping it up. I'm just going to do that on the other corner. You're probably going to want to make sure that there's no liquid in there anymore. Otherwise, the tape won't stick. I have a little bit of liquid left at the bottom of mine still, so it's going to be a little bit harder. All right, if you guys have pebbles, this is when you're going to put your pebbles in before we close it all the way up. So I'm going to put my rocks in, because here is when, if we just had this by itself, sometimes when it's rainy, it's also windy. So if we just had this plastic bottle with no rocks or pebbles or something heavy holding it down, it would blow over, and then we wouldn't be able to measure our rain. So we're just putting our rocks in before we close it all the way up. And I'm just going to put a couple more pieces of tape. To make sure that this is stuck. Now, even if I push a little bit, our funnel stays in the bottle. I don't know if you guys can see it because it's glaring a little bit, but now our funnel is in the bottle like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do, you guys, is starting at the bottom here, we're going to take our ruler. I'm sure you guys have seen these before. So we're going to count. If depending on your age, you might need a grown-up to help you count the numbers on the ruler, because we are going to be using this to write some numbers so that we can measure our rain. we're going to be putting the ruler up to the bottle like this. Oh, you can't see me on Facebook. Let's fix that. We're going to be putting the ruler up here like this. So usually we would start measuring from the bottom here. And it would start 0, 1, 2. But we're not going to count this because these are the rocks, and we're going to add some water down here. So we don't want to count this. We want to count the extra rain that goes on top of it. So we're going to start right at the very bottom, you guys, right at the very bottom of our masking tape. That's where we're going to start measuring with our ruler. So we're going to start measuring with our ruler right at the bottom. Just get it as close as possible. You might want to take your finger and use the top of your finger as where you're going to want to start, just because you're not going to be able to get it flat like this. At least not with mine, because mine has a little bit of a curve. So now I'm going to take my permanent marker and I'm going to count. You guys can't really see this because it's green and so is my bottle. I'm going to count and I'm going to find the 1/2 inch mark. If you guys don't know where the 1/2 inch mark is, it's right in between number 1 and 0. It's just halfway there. So we're going to find our halfway mark right here. And we're going to do every 1/2 inch. And then every full inch, we're going to write our inch number. So I found my 1/2 inch mark, and then after that, I find my full inch mark. So here is my full inch mark, and I'm going to mark 1 because that is our 1 inch. I can mark down here and put 0, but that is optional. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. I'm just zooming in so you guys can see a little bit better. All right, now I'm going to keep doing that until we get all the way to the top here, okay? So next, I'm going to mark the next 1/2 inch, and that is 1.5 inches right here. And our next one would be 2, so 2 full inches. I don't know if I'm going to be able to write 2 upside down, so I'm going to flip the bottle over and write my 2. All right, guys, we're going to keep going. 2.5. And the next 1/2 is 3. And I'm going to write my 3 right here. And 3.5. And 4. You guys are probably not going to want to do it the way I'm doing it. I'm just doing it this way so you guys can see. You guys are probably going to want to do it either laying the bottle down like this or like this. But it might be a little easier for you guys to lay the bottle down at home. All right, so we had our 4 here. 4 full inches. And we have 4.5. 5. Ooh, boy. And our last one that is on my bottle is 5.5 inches. Depending on where you guys cut is going to determine how many inches you have. You guys might have a little bit more. You guys might have a little bit more inches than I do, or a little bit less, depending on where you cut. So now what we're going to do, now that we have all of our numbers, here, we're going to take our water and we're going to pour some in. We just want enough that it fills up to the bottom of this line where we started our 0, okay? Okay. All right. Can you guys see? I filled it all the way up just to the bottom of this masking tape. Just to the bottom there. Okay, now this is super heavy, so it's definitely not going to blow over in the wind. We're marking this here, you guys, because we don't want to count the rain because the rocks are a little bit heavy, and that would change our results. So we mark it here so that we have a base. Now, when you guys take this outside, if it doesn't rain tonight, some of the water might evaporate. You're going to want to check and make sure that it is at that line. And if it's below that line, you're going to want to make sure that you fill up your bottle with water just to that line, and then you can take it outside. Now, if it rains tonight or tomorrow, you're going to put it outside and you're going to wait until it's done raining, and you're going to see how much rain you collected. I'm going to put mine out tonight. Hopefully it rains, and I'm going to see how much I collect. I live in a different town than you guys here in Cromwell, so I might get a different rain result than you. I would love to see how much rain you guys collect with our DIY rain gauge. Thank you so much for joining me here at the Cromwell Belden Public Library, and I hope you guys have a blast and you make this at home. Bye.